Guardians, Jman here with another top-tier guide on obtaining sweet exotic loot from Destiny's new Beyond Light DLC. Today we're going to be talking about the Lost Sector Veles Labyrinth. Now before we hop in, there's two things to address. First, this Lost Sector recently had its loot disabled due to an exploit that allowed for completion in under 50 seconds. But have no fear, for Jman's strat is the legit way and can still be done in under 4 minutes for when the exploit is patched and loot becomes available. Second, I want to take a moment to clarify getting exotics from Lost Sectors and daily rotations. Lost Sectors on Europa and the Cosmodrome have a rotation for both power level and gear. On a given reset, a Lost Sector can potentially be available at 1250 or 1280 level. The higher the power level, the better chance you have at snagging an exotic. When the more difficult versions are available, they are fixed to a piece of gear. For example, today on Europa, the Concealed Void Lost Sector is being offered at 1250 with a chance to receive an exotic chest piece. If a Lost Sector is not displaying the Legend or Master versions, try running through the normal mode first, and if it is still not available, then it is not in the rotation for that day. Now I've completed every Legend Lost Sector, and I must say, Veles Labyrinth is by far the easiest, and I highly recommend taking advantage of it when it is available. Let's take a peek at my loadout before diving into the Lost Sector itself. Taking a look at subclass, weapons, and gear, I am using stasis for this. However, you do have some freedom on this Lost Sector since it's not as demanding and difficult. You can consider running Solar, since there is Solar Wizard towards the end of the activity. I'm using a Dire Promise hand cannon, Icarus SMG, and an Anarchy. There will be a handful of arc-shielded knights in here, so be sure you have weapons that can take that out. Looking at the gear, I'm using the Mask of BAKRIS. The primary reason for that is because after using Shift, my arc weapons are going to deal increased damage for a short period of time. Great to pair with the Icarus and the Anarchy. Really, the only two important mods I'm wearing are on my gauntlets. Those are the Unstoppable Hand Cannon rounds and the Anti-Barrier SMG. Those are the two champion types that we will have to deal with. As for the rest of my gear, it's really only being catered towards being charged with light and doing extra damage, as well as scooping up more ammunition for my Anarchy. With that being said, let's hop into the strategy for the Veles Labyrinth Legend Lost Sector. Once you start the Labyrinth, shocker, you will enter a maze, however it is a straightforward one. Simply always take the path to the right. There will be thralls in the tunnels, so use your Icarus SMG for exceptional close quarters damage. Feel free to take a peek down the left side of lanes as well to ensure that thrall do not creep up behind you as they do in your nightmares. Sticking to the right, as we enter the last tunnel, exploding cursed thralls will spawn along with an anti-barrier champion. I'd like to use my stasis abilities here to slow down the enemies as well as my Anarchy for high DPS. You can use the exploding cursed thralls to your advantage against the champion, but ultimately use your Anarchy to tick damage, Icarus SMG to break the shield and stun, and then finish the job with your additional tools. Try to reload your weapons here as the next section holds an open space with adds and an anti-barrier champion on the top right platform. You can hug the right wall to avoid the champion and use your hand cannon to eliminate the acolytes below. If you do peek out, the champion will get pretty pissed off. Once the ads are gone, I like to use my Mask of BAKRIS to quickly blink below the champion for safety. You can then go upstairs and use your Anarchy once again to damage the champion, your Icarus SMG for the barrier, followed by Domination. Do be careful, as thralls will attempt to do some damage from behind, but simply run down the stairs where they can't seem to do anything at all. This is an excellent opportunity to use your best emote in fashion. We can then jump to the next ledge where there will be the one and only unstoppable ogre. You can use your unstoppable rounds of your dire promise to stun him, followed by 3 pumps of anarchy, which would finish the job. The next encounter is actually the last one. This wizard is the only solar shielded enemy in the activity. I choose to use my super on Icarus until the shield is gone, once again using the broken ass anarchy to defeat him. And upon defeating that wizard, the boss and final wave of ads will spawn. Stay in the back left hand side so that the ads run towards you and to their ultimate death. There are also 2 Arc Knights that spawn, so be sure to use your Anarchy and Icarus to take those out accordingly. Once all ads are cleared, it's time to shoot the boss with Anarchy and stay behind cover to let the tick damage go to work. I also tried to use Shift with the Mask of BAKRIS since that does provide additional arc damage. And like other legendary lost sectors, once the boss is melted, simply jump up for the chest and grab your rewards. Hopefully you got an exotic during your runs, and also, shout out to those who choose to do the encounters the legit way. A final reminder that when the Veles Labyrinth is patched and available as a Legend Lost sector, it is by far the easiest way to farm for new exotics. If you happen to enjoy this, please throw a like and subscribe to the channel, and if you used a different loadout, let me know in the comments below. Feel free to check out my socials and livestream for additional content. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the Cosmodrome.